When I was about 12 years old, I had an enemy. She was a girl who liked to point out my flaws. Sometimes she said I was too short, sometimes she said I was lazy, sometimes she said I didn't study well, and sometimes she said I talked too much. I tried to endure her comments, but eventually I got very angry and ran to my father in tears. He quietly listened to me and then asked, "Are the things she said true or false? Mary, have you ever thought about what you are really like? Go list everything she said and write it down." I did as he said, and to my surprise, I found that about half of the things were true. Some things I couldn't change, like being short, but there were many things I could change. Suddenly, for the first time, I wanted to change myself. I had a fairly clear understanding of myself. I took the list to my father, but he refused to take it. He said, "This is for you. You know your true situation better than anyone else. When the things said about you are true, you will find it helpful. Don't close your ears, listen to what they say, but hear the truth, and then do what you think is right. Through feedback from others, we can better understand ourselves and find directions for growth. At the same time, we must maintain our own judgment and make the choices that are best for us." A fisherman sat smoking under a tree by the sea. Suddenly, a wealthy merchant walked up to him and asked why he was smoking under the tree instead of working. The poor fisherman replied that he had caught enough fish for the day. The merchant got angry and said, "Why don't you catch more fish instead of wasting your time in the shade? What's the use of catching more fish?" The merchant replied that he could catch more fish, sell them, earn more money, and buy a bigger boat. The fisherman asked, "And then?" The merchant said, "You can go deeper into the sea, catch even more fish, and earn even more money." "And then?" the fisherman inquired. "You can buy many boats, hire many people to work for you, and earn even more money," the merchant continued. "So what can I do then?" the fisherman asked. "You can become a wealthy merchant like me," the merchant replied. The fisherman asked again, "And then, what can I do?" The merchant said, "Then you can enjoy your life." The fisherman said, "But am I not enjoying my life now?" "You don't need to wait until tomorrow to be happy. Enjoy your life right now. You don't even need to become richer or more powerful. Enjoying life is about seizing the moment." A teacher brought a bag of balloons to her classroom and gave each student a balloon to write their name on. Once they were finished, she collected all the balloons and tossed them into the hallway. Then she said, "You have 5 minutes to find the balloon with your name on it. Go." The students rushed into the hallway trying to find their balloons. They grabbed balloon after balloon, but with so many of them, nobody could find their own. After 5 minutes. No one had found their balloon, and everyone felt disappointed. The teacher called them back and said, "Now, pick any balloon, read the name on it, and return it to the person whose name is on it." The students did as instructed, and soon everyone found their own balloon. The teacher smiled and said, "This is a lesson about life. If you help others find their happiness, you will find your own happiness too."
A little boy was feeling down because of his poor exam results. His farmer father came over and said, "Don't be discouraged, son. Study hard, and you'll do better next time." The boy, still dejected, asked, "Am I too far behind? What if I study hard and still fail?" His father didn't say anything but took the boy to a cornfield and had him pull out the weeds. After they finished, the father asked, "Do you know why we pull out the weeds?" The boy replied, "To help the corn grow better." The father said, "You're right. These weeds compete for nutrients in the soil. By removing them, the useful crops can grow better. Similarly, by removing the useless weeds from our minds, we can live better lives." Hearing this, the boy suddenly understood. From then on, he focused solely on his studies and eventually got into his dream university. When we carry too much unnecessary baggage, it can trip us up. Once we set our goals, we should cast aside distractions and move forward with determination.
16 years ago, I learned an important lesson about life from the backseat of a taxi in New York. I had hailed a cab to take me to Grand Central Station. We were driving in the correct lane, and suddenly a black car lurched out of a parking space right in front of us. My taxi driver hit the brakes hard, skidded, and narrowly missed colliding with the other car. The guy who almost caused a major accident suddenly turned his head and started shouting angry curses at us. The taxi driver just smiled and waved at the guy. I mean, he actually waved at the guy in a friendly manner. So I asked him, "Why did you do that? This guy almost wrecked your car and could have sent us all to the hospital." The taxi driver told me, "I call it the law of the garbage dump. Many people are like garbage dumps, running around full of garbage, filled with frustration, anger, and disappointment. When their garbage piles up, they need a place to dump it. And if you let them, they'll dump it on you. Don't take it personally. Instead, just smile, wave, wish them well, and move on." This simple yet profound advice has stuck with me ever since. It's a reminder that we shouldn't let the negative energy of others affect us. We can't control what happens to us in life, but we can control how we respond to it. By choosing to remain positive and unaffected by the negativity of others, we can protect our own happiness and well-being.